Welcome, everybody, to the East River Soccer Complex for an AAC matchup between your Bluefield University Rams and the Montreat College Cavaliers. As they set up for this one, of course, the Rams coming into this contest 4-7 overall to the Montreat College's 5-6. As possession goes to the Rams and Collins over to Jim Nander. Going out of bounds. Jogging to pick up that one. Number 16. Stallworth. It's Jim Nander in a foot race with Rodriguez. Rodriguez making past Jim Nander, but now past Andrews as he cuts across. Collins getting possession. Kicks it deep into long field. Possession goes back to the Rams. Garcia pretty close to that. As the kick coming from Deangel. Kicking it out of bounds. Possession with the Rams. Montreat comes into this matchup ranked number 7th in the conference, and Bluefield coming in ranked number 10. The most recent common opponent between these two, Montreat, beat the Bryan College Lions 7-4 in Montreat, while the Rams took an 8-0 loss here last Saturday. Jesus Ramos coming out for this one as he rolls it over to Stallworth. Caught by Sousa, kicked in as it rolls out the back from Leo Garcia. Ramos jogging up for the kick. Deep into Rams territory. As that's kicked away by Nuno Rodriguez. Possession with the Rams. There's a setup and a free kick. Check that. A free kick coming from Mendoza. We saw Mendoza take a pretty hard hit this past Saturday. Glad to see he's back on the field. So Rams try to keep it in, but going out of bounds on the far touchline. Throwing coming in for the Cavs. It's over to Nuno Rodriguez. To Stallworth. Arujau. Glorioso on the far side. Kicking it towards the near touchline. Stallworth getting in front before going out. Trying to get past Dandridge. Kicked in from Garcia of the Cavs. As Mendoza comes out to clear it deep into center field. Johansson stopped up by a Cav. Garcia sprinting. Check that. Arujau as it goes out of bounds past the far touchline. Check that back line. Goal kick coming up from Mendoza. The Cavs come into this contest off of a loss against number 13, Georgia Gwinnett College. But prior to that, last Wednesday, October 6th, they took a 7-0 victory over Kentucky Christian. Kentucky Christian being last in the polls in conference. Is that the kick towards Stallworth? Stopped up, Dandridge getting a handle on it. Before it's stopped up and kicked away. Blocked a couple times before Johansson can kick it up in the air. Landing towards the straight middle. Gonzalez, it comes right into the box. And Ramos sets up the kick. Johansson with the head. Straight line coming. But possession going back to the Rams. Mendoza setting up for another free kick. Deep in. As close to the center. Kicked back towards the center. Kicked up. Shot coming from Andre Sousa. Unsuccessful. The closest Rams have been in a very exciting moment as Jonathan Gonzalez is going to take this corner kick. As he waves his hand, stops up, kicks it towards the center, and headed out of the box. A missed bicycle by Jim Nander. Looking for some sort of penalty call. As it's ticked towards Ramos. He sets up for this goal kick. .46 left here in the first. An exciting 10 minutes. As Johansson kicks it back to his goalie. Goes deep. Two missed heads. Stallworth. And Vistaro getting it. Gonzalez a little too deep. Was looking for Andre Sousa. Danhow and Stallworth. Stallworth past Dandridge. Kicks it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez towards the center as it's headed away by Johansson. We're stopped up by Aruo. Now Rodriguez, as that rolls out of bounds and sets up a corner kick for the Cavs. Kicked in center, but knocked away. As that's kicked hard and deep as it goes over the goal. Mendoza. Goal kick over a couple of the Cavs' heads. Blown dead. Possession back with the Cavs. Free kick coming. Deep in for stopped up by Jim Nander and Dandridge. Kicked in center back to Dandridge. Is he moving it down the field over to Andre Sousa, not able to get a handle on it. As an offsides was called on Sousa. Sprinting on the far touchline, moving into Rams attacking third. Bowled out by Mendoza. This slide tackle attempt. Right into the goal coming from number 12. Andy DeAngel. DeAngel coming from Houston, Texas. Houston Community College puts the Rams down one and gives Montreat the opening and very important score when it comes to soccer, 32-35. Check that, number 11, Rodrigo Jimenez, Madrid, Spain native. Viscaro. Creeping on the far touchline, moving in. Kick but stopped up by Jim Nander. There's a couple kicks attempt and blocked as that goes over the net. Corner kick coming up. Headed up. Gonzalez. Back to Stallworth. Johansson. Still in balance on the line. Kicked over into the catching net by Rodriguez. As Ramos takes this goal kick. Kick deep into center field, headed away by Johansson. Cav in a dead sprint. Kicked up and in by number 10. Ricardo Arujo out of Lisbon, Portugal. The sophomore midfielder. As there's 29:52 left in the contest. Score now 2-0 in the first 15 as Garcia starts it off. Deep, rolling out of bounds. Possession back with the Cavs. Ramos. Asusa trying to figure out where Ramos is. Almost blocking it. As that's knocked out of bounds. Throw-in coming for the Rams. Stallworth. Slide tackle. Possession back with the Rams. Montreat playing a very aggressive team and extremely offensive here. Kicked into the box. A couple Rams tripped up, stopped. As Mendoza lands on it and chucks it out over towards Rodriguez. Tony Rodriguez, the Virginia Beach native. Johansson. Stopped up. Open field and kicked away. But on the near touch line, so it's only a throw-in as it's thrown in to Stallworth. Stolen by Dandridge. Over towards Gonzalez. Garcia keeping it up. Sousa not able to get there in time before Ramos gets his hands on it. They're going to get deep towards midfield. Rodriguez. Almost in a dead sprint. Possession team with the Rams. Corner kick coming up. Jonathan Gonzalez taking this corner kick. As his arm comes up, comes towards center, but headed away for Gonzalez himself getting it. Rolling right into the box into Ramos's hands. Corner kick coming up for the Cavs. A couple missed heads. Rodriguez. To Rodriguez as that rolls past the near touchline. Throwing coming in from Gonzalez over towards Garcia. Kicked away and out by Johansson. Moving into the box before Mendoza comes in on it. He punts it deep. Garcia off his chest. Before kept in. Rodriguez to Gonzalez. Sousa, Danger sprinting with Stallworth. Knocked out by Stallworth. Corner kick coming up. Jonathan Gonzalez. Coming in before Ramos gets his hands on it. Kick deep. Sousa knocking it out. Throw in coming up from Jimenez. Check that, Stallworth getting it from Jimenez. Kicked up by DeAngel. Tripped up Cav. Rodriguez. As Gonzalez makes it past. Contact coming between Brian Garcia and a Ram before the free kick comes from Gonzalez near the far touchline. Collins. Kick deep, but over the goal. A little too much coming from Collins himself. Jim Nander getting that head. Passing. Dead sprint with Rodriguez and Collins before Collins gains possession. A little bit of contact coming from Stallworth onto Sousa. As a kick through and across into an open goal coming from number 11. Rodrigo Jimenez. .50-55 left here in half number 1. As Garcia in center. Sousa to his left. Whistle blown, play resumed. Again goes deep. And rolling out the back line. Goal kick coming in for Ramos. Kick deep. Jim Nander. Dandridge. Over towards Gonzalez. Few slipping. Kicked out by Gonzalez. As Stallworth to throw in. Some contact there. Jim Nander still keeping it as it rolls out. Another throw-in coming in from Stallworth. Back in. Kicked away by Ramos. Call back and forth heads. That one rolls out. Gaining possession for the Rams. Collins. Ramos. Viscaro. Play blown dead. Offsides called on the Cavs. Free kick coming up. 18-19 left in the game. As that rolls past the back line, possession or goal kick coming up for the Cavaliers. Kicked in center. Couple of heads in midfield. Summerall. Kicked deep into from Gonzalez, but stopped on the cross post. As you can hear the excitement from the Rams home crowd. Hussein Ali coming in for Stallworth in the right back position. Couple slipped up. Knocked out. Rodriguez fighting on the near touchline. Throw in coming. Sumrall. And Gonzalez tripped up. Knocked out of bounds. Throwing from Rodriguez again. Sumrall. Cavs looking for something to be called. Nothing comes in favor of the Cavaliers. But a free kick from Johansson. Into the box, but kicked away. Right there. Before that goes out, but possession still with the Rams. Going out. Ali. Nuno Rodriguez for captured. A far touchline and a fight for possession as it goes to the Rams. Coming out of bounds. Throw in coming in. Coming up. Johansson and Collins. As it's kicked out, possession with the Rams. Near touchline. Coming. Dandridge trying to keep possession. It's kept up. Collins over towards Dandridge. Kicked out by Ali. Possession still with the Rams. Dandridge to throw it in. Kicked away by Nuno Rodriguez. Johansson kicking it deep. Mendoza clearing it. As it goes across the field right to Ramos. Viscaro gives a couple pivots. Slide tackle attempt, almost successful by Johansson. Ali. Back towards Rodriguez. Gonzalez. Kick deep. Garcia. Nuno Rodriguez. It's away far by Rodriguez. De Oliveira. Fake out going across the field towards Ali. Rodriguez. Oliveira tripped up. A lot of shoulder contact coming as that rolls out. Possession still with the Rams. Ali. Dandridge. Trying to get past a couple of them before Viscaro gets an offsides called. Possession going back to the Cavaliers. Ten minutes left here in half number one. Ramos, deep of the chest of Collins. Sousa in a dead sprint with Ali before Ali gives it back to his goalie. Off the head of Jim Nander. Possession still with Montreat. Tapped out by Gonzalez. Ali. As Ramos comes out to kick that one deep towards Collins. Viscaro. Slide tackle attempt. Offsides called. A lot of the team and crowd looking for it. It's a beautiful night here at the Eastwood Soccer Complex. A little chilly. And our last game of the regular week before we have women's volleyball take on St. Andrews at home at 11 a.m. Featured on the Rams Digital Sports Network at the Dome this Saturday. As that's kicked across. A little too much for the fast play. Ali. Curved, but headed out of the box and kicked away by Viscaro. Caught and brought down by Mendoza. Kick deep in a sprint. Garcia, that's knocked out of bounds. Corner kick coming up from Gonzalez. Kicked in, but knocked out. Throw in coming up from Collins. Kicked up. Rolling out the back line. Corner kick coming up for Gonzalez. Kick into the box, but headed away. Now they're coming up near. Blown dead. 6 minutes left as that's kicked deep to an almost open field. Bypassing two Rams, but kicked away by Dandridge. Kicked on top of the far press box. Throwing coming up for the Rams. Jim Nander back towards Mendoza as that's kicked towards the near side. Kicked in center. But an offside's called on Montreat. Puts possession back with the Rams. The offside's killing both these teams in this contest. Probably the most I've seen this season from the Rams. But Montreat definitely struggling in the same category. Last time these two met up last season, the Montreat Cavaliers took this one to the house 1-0 in a highly contested bout between the two. As that's kicked into the box, but out of bounds and a corner kick coming up for the Cavaliers. Less than 4 minutes remaining here in half number one. Kicked out of bounds. Rams gain possession. As a throw-in's coming up from De Oliveira. He got up towards center. Gaining speed with forward progress as it goes to the left side of the goal. Close call for the Rams. Goal kick coming up. Looking for an offsides call, none. Garcia. Going across. Almost into the near side. Mendoza coming out to punt it as we come under 2 minutes. Summerall towards Gonzalez. As Andy Goodman makes his first appearance. Offside was called. Kick coming up from Rodriguez. Or towards Ali. Back to Rodriguez. Kick deep across. Still kept in bounds. Cutting across the field, Dandridge. Forward progress being made. Missed pass by Ali. Kick center. And cleared. .24 seconds left. Play blown dead. Ramos coming out. It looks like they're going to hold on to the ball for the final 10 seconds of play. As that's kicked up in the air, dropping right in the middle field from Ramos. Currently, the Rams trail the Montreat Cavaliers 3-0 here in the first half of play. Quite an offensive half from the Cavaliers. As we take a quick break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network for halftime.
You say you have vision. But where's it taking you? Because true vision is seeing what could be, contending with the status quo. It's taking what shapes you and using it to shape the world. It's the higher calling from the one who calls you his own. So go. Go beyond the normal. Go stronger than before. Go make your mark. Make your impact. Go further.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for your second half of play here at the East River Soccer Complex. Currently, the Montreat College Cavalier leads the Bluefield University Rams 3-0. As they line up center, to give you guys a couple of comparisons, Montreat's 6 shots to Bluefield's 3. Montreat has 3 saves to Bluefield's 1. They're tied up in offside penalties, 4 apiece. And Montreat has had more corners than Bluefield, 5-3. Although the fouls are 3-4, having more against Bluefield. And like I said, those offsides were killing the Rams multiple times as a flag was blown, as a whistle was blown. I don't think you blow a flag, but on the near sideline, kicked away out of the box. Kick coming up from Mendoza. Go over towards Jim Nander. Ramos. Headed up but tripped. Throw-in coming from Stallworth. That's kicked deep. And headed away. Sousa. Rolling out. Possession still with the Rams. Rodriguez. Gonzalez tripped up. Trying to bypass on the near side. Kept in possession. Stopped up by a couple Rams. Stallworth. Moving past a couple of Rams. Kicked up and out off of the foot of Drake Collins. Is the corner kick about to come up. Stallworth off the hip of Garcia. Garcia moving down past the tripped up. Right past the goal. Close one for the Rams. Ramos actually had fallen. It was a wide open goal, just a little bit too much to the right. As a corner kick is coming up from Ramos. Goal kick. Kick deep center off the head of Vizcarro. Johansson. Off the foot of Sousa. As that's kicked away by the goalie. Jimenez. kicked as it goes right to Mendoza. Jogging out. Punt. Coming off the shoulder of a calf. Kicked up and over the goal. Goal kick coming up. Corner kick coming up. Gone away. Past the back line once again. Hernandez taking the corner. As that curves in. Collins kicked away and out of bounds. Possession still with the Rams. Throw in coming from Collins. Check that Jim Nander. Possession back with the Cavaliers. Knocked out again. Kept deep. Jim Nander throwing up his hands to assume no contact. Throw in. Get the cross from Hernandez. Rolling out. Over the goal. Gonzalez. Sousa knocked out of bounds by Stallworth. Stallworth. Headed up. Right into the hands of Mendoza. Kick coming up. Jim Nander getting it away. Knocked out of bounds. Possession still with the Cavaliers. Thrown in. Kicked across. Glorioso. A dead sprint. Garcia, slide tackle. Slide tackle knocked out of bounds by Del Angel before Rodriguez of the Rams to throw in. Check that. Johansson. Kicked up. And across the field for coming across. Arujo. Madon. Back to Madon. Glorioso. And kicked out by Johansson. Corner kick. Mascaro getting kind of close. A re-kick coming up from Madon. Missed a couple heads. Blown dead. As possession goes back to the Rams. Kick deep. Contact between Garcia and a Cavalier. Just kicked across. Free kick coming up for Johansson. Knocked out by Ramos. Kicked in deep. Johansson trying to get a handle of his own. Rodriguez. As that goes out. Throw in coming up from Glorioso. As that's kicked out. A throw in coming up from Tony Rodriguez. Check that. Couple back passes and forth as Johansson ends up throwing this one in. Stallworth coming around, moving quickly, but stopped up. Garcia on the far touchline with forward progress and a couple of kicks. It's a foul called on the Rams. Free kick coming up for the Cavaliers. Rodriguez. Glorioso. A lot of contact there. Vizcarra looking for some kind of penalty call. None. Kicked away from Collins. So that's kicked towards from Garcia. Jim Nander. Kicked across the field towards Glorioso. Attempt from Rodriguez right into the hands of Mendoza as he jogs out to kick this one. Punt coming. Johansson. Collins stays in front. There's another kick deep. Comes from Mendoza. Garcia moving forward. Sousa. Hernandez. Johansson kicking that away. Garcia for Jim Nander. Vizcarra deep. Glorioso. Spiked across towards Glorioso. Arujo. Moving forward, Arujo. Blown dead. Possession back with the Rams. Kicked across the field towards Garcia. Stallworth. A substitution into switching up for the Rams. Blown for a couple of little bit of footsies on the far side. Ramos. Possession still sticks with the Rams. Kicked out by Johansson. And a throw-in coming up from Glorioso. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Kicked in. Mendoza lands on top of it. Deep goal kick. Headed back towards Ram territories from Stallworth as that goes out. Rams to throw in Jim Nander, one of our two Swedish starters. Of course, the other being Axel Johansson. As that goes out of bounds, and the throw-in comes up from the Montreat Cavaliers. Vizcarra moving forward. Arujau. Past Rodriguez. And Glorioso causes Rodriguez to kick it out before he throws it in. Arujau. Open. Bypasses. Kicks it up. Missed bicycle. Knocks that one out of bounds. Throw in coming up for the Cavs from Glorioso again. A lot of pressure. Nuno Rodriguez kicking it across towards Stallworth. Some backwards progress. Battle on the far touchline as that goes out. Possession still with the Cavs. As that's kicked away. Glorioso, only player on the far side. Nuno Rodriguez. A missed head. Rolls it out of bounds, and possession goes back to the Rams. There's a Ram down, and we'll give you guys a little more of an explanation when we come back here on the Rams Digital Sports Network.
You say you have vision.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that was Andre Sousa being the Ram down. But as we come back, possession goes with Montreat off of the chest of a Ram. A lot of movement going back and forth. Over halfway through the second half of play. As that kick from Collins puts Dandridge in forward progress, sprinting, trying to keep it in. Nicknamed Nani after the Portuguese soccer player. Vizcarra. Get across towards Rodriguez, getting possession over towards Vizcarra. Vizcarra rolling towards center. Summerall And Garcia Stallworth going out of bounds, possession with the Rams. I want to thank all of our sponsors, including Swope Construction, Chick-fil-A Mercer Mall, Black Tie Charters, The Grind, and I do have to heed that comment from Coach Morton, because that's kicked up. And Ramos comes out, Coach Morton talking about how high he knows his athlete can jump based on basketball. Yeah, he'd seen him play. As that goes across, Rodriguez over towards Vascara. Vascara, the Brazilian native, as that's recaptured. Coming around in towards the box, going across. And Jim Nander kicking it over the goal. He's going to set up a corner kick for the Cavaliers. Goal kick coming up from Madan. And kicked away from Johansson. Arujau and Rodriguez. Rodriguez. Garcia. That goes off the head of Johansson. And Rodriguez. As that rolls out. Summerall. Taken up by Garcia. Going across towards Stallworth. Blown dead. Slide tackle from Rodriguez. Yin Kasor makes his way into the game. Nina Rodriguez going back. Viscaro. Going across. Sprinting into the box. Almost past Johansson, but kicked out of bounds by Jim Nander. Kasor trying to keep in. Johansson getting a handle on as it goes towards Summerall. Summerall moving across midfield, making his way in. So it's across the far side of the box, and Ramos bowls it out. Moving in towards the box. Kicked back. A little too much heat from that one. Knocks it over the goal. As we come under 16 minutes here in the second half of play. Mendoza. As an injured Ram is moved off the field, play resumes. As that's knocked out. That would be Andre Sousa. Sally Sousa's been battling injuries quite a bit this season. We've seen him start in multiple games. Jim Nander. That rolls past the back line. Going to set up a goal kick for Ramos. "15 minutes remain." Drops in the far middle field. Possession with the Rams. A scoreless half. Montreat came in with a very dominant first half, being very aggressive, and now has sat on that lead for 2/3 of this half. As they move it down the field, and offside's called. On number, I believe that's number 6, Salmeron. So that's a kick deep from Johansson. Andy Goodman not able to get there in time. Throw-in coming up from Drake Collins, the North Carolina native. Collins was a standout freshman last season and has started all 11 games for the Rams this season. As that's kicked up almost off the head of a Cav. Collins, slide tackle attempt successful as it goes over to Chris Dandridge. Moving into the attacking third, Ramos landing on top of it. Unable for the opportunity for a score. Jim Nander. A lot of fighting at the line. Nuno Rodriguez trying to bypass Dandridge. Moving in and tripped up. No foul was called as Jim Nander makes that way towards midfield. And that rolls out of bounds. Possession still with the Rams. Kicked up and over the fence. As possession will be with the Cavaliers. As a goal kick is about to ensue. Couple waves of the arms, and it comes from Ramos. Deep into midfield. Johansson makes the move. Ramos kicks it away and past the back of the press box. Ball's thrown in. As, of course, every sport does a rotation as volunteers to this game, and we thank all of the Bluefield teams for helping out here for us. As Ramos grabs that one, starts walking out. And that one's kicked deep. Viscaro getting past. Goodman unable to get hold of that as that one goes out of bounds. Less than 10 minutes remain here in the final half of play. Throw-in coming up from Collins. Thrown into the box, but headed away. Collins keeping it, going past the goal. Since 1984, Swope Construction has led the way in innovative commercial construction solutions for Virginia and West Virginia. Swope Construction, a proud sponsor of Bluefield University Athletics. Since 1989, Black Tie Charter has gone the extra mile in providing exceptional service for its clients. The Rams ride with Black Tie Charters. The Grind 103 Spring Street seeks to offer regional flavors while implying a unique culture around their brand. Come see the Coaches Show every Monday night at 7 p.m. exclusively at The Grind. Gigaboo Networks offers broadband internet speeds faster than outdated phone company DSL, but comparable to cable with no data caps. Gigaboo Networks going further with the Rams. Make your next event special with Chick-fil-A Mercer Mall Catering. The Chick-fil-A Mercer Mall locations offers salads, nuggets, strips, and boxed meals for the Rams. And, of course, we had our Mercer Mall Community Day this past Saturday, which was quite the success, and we got to talk with one of the marketing managers for the Mercer Mall location, and it was such a delight to have her on the show as our men's and women's teams took on Bryan. And we resumed play as that kicked across. Kick back in center. As that's kept in bounds, barely. Kicked in the box, but past the back line. And a goal kick coming up from Mendoza for the Rams. Possession with the Rams. So that one goes out. Deep into the box, but Ramos comes out with it. Some contact coming. As it's kicked across towards Araujo. Saved by Mendoza with that palm up and over the goal. As this corner kick comes up from Madan. As that curves away, almost going out of bounds before Kasor. Jimenez blocked by Johansson. Jimenez, of course, looking for his third goal of the night. Unsuccessful. As Madan comes across the field to kick another corner kick. Headed away. Goodman moving down. Kick deep. Leo Garcia as that's kicked out. Goal kick. No, check that. Throw in. It's going to come up from Drake Collins. 5 minutes remain here in half number 2. That one rolls past the back line. And a corner kick's going to come up from Gonzalez. Hand goes up. Ball's kicked, but headed away. Going back and forth. Araujo making his way down. Only has Dandridge to get past. Jimenez deep in off the hands of Mendoza. Gets a goal and his hat trick for the game. Of course, having 3 out of the 4 score goals with 3:58 left on the clock. Jimenez, of course, the name we've been calling all night. Goal after goal after goal. As they come center, and Goodman kicks it back towards Johansson. A lot of contact. Puts a ram down. Popping back up. Nothing called. Kasor, the intended target of that pass. Araujo. Kicked across. Making its way through towards the Mandan. As it goes past the right side of the goal, it's going to set up a corner kick for Mandan. Off the head of Rodriguez. Kicked hard and passed for Ali. Goal kick coming up from Mendoza. Missed head. Gymnander. And two bodies collide. There's a fight about to ensue on the far side between a goalie. As two bodies collide, of course, Mendoza both pulled away. 1:54 left in the game. Tensions high. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Right now, no cards have been pulled, but two refs are conversing on the far side. Since 1984, Swope Construction has led the way in innovative commercial construction solutions in West Virginia and Virginia. Swope Construction, a proud sponsor of Bluefield University Athletics. As a yellow card comes for Mendoza. And another yellow card coming at number 9. Which in Madan. PK coming up from Hernandez. Play clock starts. Blocked from Mendoza. As we go under 2 minutes here. Naruo. Through from Jimenez, kicked deep by Johansson. As I'm unable to tell you who number 2 is. Number 2 not on their roster. Slipped off the body of a Cavalier. Kicked up in the air, back and forth. Rodriguez, Summerall. Johansson. Collins barely missing the crossbar as that goes right over. As a goal kick, check that corner kick, will be coming up for Gonzalez. Last ditch attempt to put a point on the board for the Rams. Important opportunity. Keep this from being a shutout as the final 30 seconds tick down. Kicked. Couple heads. As that rolls past the back line. And Ramos setting up for a goal kick, kicks it towards center field. And the final seconds tick down. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your ball game. The Rams dropped this one 4-0 to the Montreat Cavaliers. And I want to thank all you guys for watching tonight's game. And I appreciate all the fans coming out on a Tuesday night. Here at the East River Soccer Complex. I had to make sure. We've had a lot of, and I was wrong. It is a Wednesday night. I knew that didn't feel right. I apologize. On a Wednesday night game, don't forget that the women's volleyball team will be playing at 11 a.m. here, or not here, at the Dome, at home. So please drop into that. But, of course, Montreat Cavaliers take this one 4-0. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take it easy, Rams fans.